Do you have a fantastic business idea, but are struggling to figure out how you're going to find work? You're not alone. Lead generation is a vital part of running a small business, and even seasoned self-employed professionals and business owners can find it difficult sometimes. In this video, which is the fourth in our jargon-free series on taking the leap and setting up your own business, we'll tell you how to generate leads by getting in front of your target audience and how to wow them with a great portfolio. Before we crack on, a reminder that our channel has loads of great advice and guides for freelancers, contractors, and small business owners. So please like the video, hit subscribe, and turn on those notifications to make sure that we're always by your side. Now, let's take the leap. Hello, and welcome to episode 4 of Take the Leap, which is all about finding and landing clients. Having a broad set of methods for getting in front of the right people will improve the cash flow and public image of your business, and just as importantly, your own morale. There are a few things you need to consider before you start sniffing around for work. Firstly, you need to figure out who it is that you're targeting. We covered this a little bit in our previous video, Should I Go Self-Employed? But putting together a decent business plan will help you figure out what pressing problems your business is solving for your customers, and what type of person might actually be interested in your services. Quite often the saying is relevant: if you're trying to please everybody, you please nobody. So creating several well thought out customer personas will allow you to carefully curate your own tone of voice, branding, and of course your products and services. Once you've drilled down your target audience, one of the best ways to win work is to prepare a portfolio of your work. Your portfolio can take many different forms, such as slide decks, a personal blog, or a website. A great portfolio serves to promote your services and really set you apart from the competition. Highlighting history you're proud of is one way to encourage trust with clients, allowing for that elusive connection that can be so difficult to secure over the web. Whether you're a florist, a hairdresser, a video editor, simply showcasing your best work in one place gives you that cutting-edge first impression and shows potential customers why you're the business they're looking for. Of course, at this early stage, you might be lacking much in the way of previous work you can show off. But it'll hugely benefit you to have something to show people before they put faith in your work. Unless you're an insanely inspirational speaker or copywriter, showing usually works better than telling. Now, we're not advocates of working for free, but perhaps a self-employed friend will allow you to provide a service for them in exchange for something that they provide. Alternatively, there could be a local charitable organisation who might appreciate your contribution while you're building up a body of work. It can be tempting to include every single piece of work you can remember doing on your portfolio, since you want to show off your versatility and experience. However, no matter how engaging the content is, too much of it can bore the viewer, and also gives more opportunity for your client to discover work of yours that they don't like. It's best to stick to 5 to 10 examples, making sure these are the ones you really are proud to promote. For example, include pieces you've received incredible feedback or acclaim for, or your most high-profile work. Your portfolio doesn't need to showcase all of you. It simply needs to lead the visitor to contact you for work. If a client is interested and they want to see more, they'll pick up the phone. Now, on the subject of keeping it simple, is your job title too confusing? Let's face it, everybody wants to sound fancy. And one of the fun things about being a freelancer is choosing your own job title. No longer are you stuck with a title such as phone operator number 423. You can let your imagination soar and appoint yourself captain of the world if you really want to. However, at what point does a fancy job title stop making you sound exciting and start confusing your potential clients? It's a mundane but pertinent fact that corporate job titles are boring because they're purely functional. After all, there's a reason that if you want to speak to the person in charge of marketing, you find out who the marketing manager is. You can use this established structure to your advantage. If you want to add a bit of gravitas to your persona, call yourself a manager, director of, or head of. But don't get too carried away. As one of our Crunch Chorus members put it, if I need an accountant, I look for an accountant, not a numbers magician or balancing expert. Now we're sure you've done plenty of preparation at this point, but there'll almost certainly be an avenue that you may have forgotten to cover. So, in alphabetical order, here's our ultimate checklist of ways your small business can generate more leads and bring in more money. Firstly, we start with advertising. Search engines and social media channels offer straightforward ways of paying to get your business in front of people. These are often referred to as pay-per-click or PPC, and if done right, are an incredibly targeted and effective way to get visitors onto your website or online store who are ready to purchase. Depending on what you're selling, you also might want to consider traditional advertising. Local directories and newspapers are always looking to fill ad space and might offer you a tasty discount for late space if you build up a decent relationship with their sales reps. Creating and properly promoting interesting and informative content will keep potential leads coming back and increase their awareness of your company. Showing that you know what you're talking about will improve your credibility, and documenting your own thoughts and experiences can put a more relatable human element to the company too. Now, our knowledge section on our Crunch website brings us millions of visitors, over 80% of our online traffic in fact, and we've built that up over 10 years to be a helpful resource for people who want to start a business or find out how to manage their business finances. Be sure to include a newsletter sign-up form on your blog. This way, you'll ensure anyone who wants to stay in touch has an easy way to subscribe to your content. If you want to make a lasting impression, you could get some high-quality business cards printed. COVID restrictions aside, the recipient is more likely to feel bad about throwing it away and will probably end up keeping it in their coat pocket for about 8 months before deciding what to actually do with it. On the opposite side, asking everyone you meet for a business card might save you a bit of time, rather than awkwardly asking them how to spell their name 3 times in a row while adding them on LinkedIn. When putting any content together, calls to action, or CTAs, are incredibly powerful. Good examples of clear CTAs might be sign up here, tell me more, or buy now. According to Ellie Merman, VP of Marketing at internet company Toast, emails with a single CTA increase clicks by 371% and sales by 1,617%. It might seem like it goes without saying, but stats consistently show that a little bit of encouragement goes a long, long way. Getting out and about amongst your target audience via networking events, meetups, and stalls will keep your face and brand in the public eye. In the modern age, this method can be supplemented and even improved by doing the same thing online. We'd strongly recommend joining our Crunch Chorus self-employed community, and if you're on Facebook, our friendly Facebook group, Crunch Chorus Self-Employed Community Support. This houses lively, helpful, and supportive chatter amongst a community of freelancers, contractors, and small business owners simply looking to lift each other up. You might also find it's useful to sign up to sites like Reddit, Quora, and community forums and be the knight in shining armor to people asking questions you're qualified to answer. At least, It's more polite than interrupting people's conversations in the pub anyway. Now, everybody loves to get something for free. So if you've got a great prize that's really going to tantalize people, they'll flock to it in droves. Running a like or share to win style campaign on social media can put your business in front of hordes of potential leads. But do keep in mind, they're probably just interested in the prize rather than your company's story. So it's entirely up to you to build something more meaningful upon their short-term engagement. It's considered by many to be a bit of a lost art, but getting promotional materials printed and heading out to places your core audience hangs out can still be a great way to generate leads. You also benefit from that personal touch that digital promotion often lacks. Be warned though, other businesses can get a bit shirty if you're trying to piggyback off their audience. So be careful not to burn any bridges or drop flyers at someone else's place of work without permission. As with competitions, giving people something for free helps you stand out from the pack. We know this well. As mentioned, our free guides, tools, and advice brings us millions of visitors, and our recently launched crunch-free bookkeeping software has already got over 5,000 users in just a few months. Get people used to enjoying your service and upsell to them to a paid product later on when they've seen how good you really are. You'll inevitably get some customers dropping off, but if you're doing a great job, people will find a way to work you into their budgets, especially if you're reminding them you exist with regular newsletters by that point. If you're seriously confident about your idea, there's absolutely no need to be coy. Phone, email, and text your family and close mates explaining that you have this exciting new business venture and that you'd really appreciate it if they could help out. Even if they personally have no interest whatsoever, maybe they can tell their friends on social media, or might be able to hook you up with a friend who would love whatever it is that you're selling. It's worth advertising your services on a jobs board, whilst also visiting regularly to see if there are any client ads that you could respond to. Don't forget more localized ones either. Now, we've created a special Crunch freelance and contractor jobs board to support our clients, and you can check out that link in the description below. Websites like Help a Reporter Out and ProfNet connect journalists with expert professional sources like yourself. Of course, these tools might not give the results of a specialist tailored PR agency, but a bit of extra coverage in a specialist publication might help you generate just the right sort of leads you're after. You'll have already partaken in some lead generation if you have a collection of email addresses to send a newsletter out to, but you can encourage the recipients to share the news with their friends using carefully tailored CTAs. Just remember, in the UK, all correspondence must meet the GDPR rules. This means it's vital that you have explicit consent or justifiable interest from your contacts that covers the type of things you send out, and you need it for every one of your recipients. If there's another business out there that you have a feeling your target audience might be interested in, the feeling could be mutual. If you suspect that this is the case, make contact and see what sort of relationship you can foster. A rising tide lifts all boats after all. The possibilities are endless. You might end up going halves on some promo material, sharing advice, or even eventually a more formal partnership or even merging your business. In 1993, Dave Hargrave came first in a World's Smelliest Socks contest. And he actually won complimentary trainers for 3 years. Footwear company British Knight sponsored the event to promote a new canvas shoe of theirs, which was actually created to prevent foot odour. Now, depending on what industry you're in, A good old-fashioned publicity stunt can get you into news publications, send you soaring to online viral fame, and generate leads without paying a single penny. Now, if you need help putting a press release together, we have a free press release template with some writing tips, so check out the link in the description below. Depending on your industry, sites like checkertrade.com and ratedpeople.com are often used by prospective clients to find a recommended specialist in their neighborhood. A lot of these will require a monthly or annual fee in exchange for subscription, but the exposure and opportunities you can get in return make this a really smart option. Social media management can be daunting if you've not been using it much previously, but once you've seen the power they have to generate leads, you'll become hungry to become a real guru of the subject. If you wish you'd spent some time learning the ropes, fear not. We have plenty of information to get you started in our Social Media Management for Beginners guide. The more relevant, the better. The organisers will have similar cash flow concerns as you, and will appreciate a bit of help getting it up and running. Remember, if your name is on a big banner at the event, high attendance could benefit your business almost as much as theirs. YouTube is the second biggest search engine in the world behind Google. So think about what you can do to build a YouTube presence and how you can then use this to generate leads and subscriptions. Other video tools such as Wistia allow you to harness email addresses in order for the viewer to watch, but make sure that it's some seriously beneficial or desirable content. Otherwise, the viewer might not be bothered. A great way to showcase your knowledge and expertise is simply by talking to people for a substantial amount of time. Perhaps you can speak at a local conference or host a seminar at a local function room. Recording and broadcasting interesting discussions and advice online can bring in subscribers. And it also means that you have a base of people who are the first to know when you have a tempting offer or a new product available. To their own detriment, many small businesses merely opt for a Facebook page or listing on Google instead of their own website, and thus lack the authenticity, gravitas, and simplicity that is synonymous with a website. Keep your website simple and well labelled. Test it on an elderly friend or relative. If they can find their way to the end, you're onto a winner. Don't forget to make sure it works on both phone and tablets too. Got some unique insight into your industry or some handy tips your customers might want to read? Now, slapping it into a blog is fine, but if it's really valuable stuff and you're keen to generate leads, you might consider creating a sleek-looking PDF version and asking for the reader's email addresses before they can access it. Keep the sales messaging to a minimum. This is all about positioning yourself as a thought leader, and make sure you're promoting it heavily through all the other listed methods. Otherwise, nobody will know it's there. Once you've got some customers on the books, see if they'll talk you up to their friends. Referral or affiliate schemes are excellent ways to build upon this strategy, and positive feedback on relevant review websites can often make or break a customer's decision to engage with your business. Not all of these methods might be right for you, but hopefully a few have given you some ideas of how to get more leads, more customers, and more money coming in. Thank you so much for checking out our videos. Please feel free to send them to any friends that you think might need a nudge in the right direction. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel, as we have new content coming soon that will help you with the next stage of your self-employed journey. The best of luck, and don't be a stranger. Check out the links in the description of this video to join our self-employed community Crunch Chorus and our friendly self-employed support group on Facebook to link up with other people just like you who decided to take the leap.